This story has been a long time coming and I'm finally telling it. November 10th, 2016, I went into surgery to correct my lazy eye. And I knew what was expected afterwards because I'd had my left eye done 8 years prior. The operation went fine, or so I thought. Now, a few days after the op, I was still feeling pain. And I was like, oh, maybe it'll go away. Like, I think this is normal. Like, my memory was a bit hazy, so I wasn't too sure of like what was going to happen after exactly, but I was sort of new. A week passes, the pain is still there. Now the medication that I was on, low dose naltrexone, was blocking the codeine, like all the strong drugs that they gave me to help the pain. So I was like, oh, maybe this is still what's meant to happen. Maybe the pain will last longer, also because I have fibro and my pain lasts a lot longer than what normal people's pain does. Now, I think it was exactly a week after surgery, Mum and I were flying to Byron. So we fly down, my pain is getting significantly worse when we're down there. We were down there for 5 days, something like that, and the pain is excruciating by the end of our trip. And I'm on the phone to the surgeon's clinic in Brisbane going, I don't know what's happening, I'm in a lot of pain. Like, I was crying, I was holding back tears when I was on the phone. I'm like, this is really bad. It was about an 8 at this point and I'm like, I don't know what to do, something is not right. On this flight, it made it so much worse because when I fly, I get bad ears. So on top of the excruciating pain from my eye, I also have ear pain from like when we're descending. And the Jetstar staff, they were absolutely amazing. They were so freaking nice, and the lady that was tending to me, she was gorgeous, so it made everything so much better. I was very thankful for her. On the plane, they were like, do you want us to call the ambulance to like rush you to hospital? And we're like, oh no, we'll ride it out. But then my pain was a 9 at this point. So by the end of the flight, Mum and I decided, hey, can you please call the ambulance? So we get off the flight first, and there's like little seats as you walk off. So we go and sit in the seats, and the fireys, I think, got there before the ambos, and they just sat there asking me questions, and I was like, hurry up for the ambos to come. Am I getting this right? I don't know, it's a little hazy. But the ambos finally get here. The Jetstar lady that was tending to me was still there, making sure that I was okay. Ambos finally come, they decide to give me morphine, and I said to them, don't poke me more than once because I'm already in a lot of pain. And also, when I had the surgery done, the nurse who had put the cannula in had poked me countless amount of times. I had bruising all up, like up here. It was really bad, so I was like, don't do that to me, please. We gave up on the arm, decided to go into the leg. It did nothing. It did jack shite. I was like, I didn't need to do that. So we're all finished. I poked my leg, did nothing. We decided that I would go with the ambos and Mum would meet us there. The lovely lady from Jetstar, is because my vertigo was bad as well. The lady's like, I'll help you to the car. And we had to go down some stairs and she held my hand, and it's very nice. It made me feel a little bit better. I can't believe I'm saying that, but anyways. So we go to the ambos, she says bye, I say thank you very much. And when we get to the hospital, emergency where I live is absolutely terrible. They are so mean and not compassionate. We've been there plenty of times for other family reasons, and it was no different this time. So I get a bed straight away because I've been brought in with the ambulance, so we didn't have to wait in the waiting area. And I basically got pumped with lots of morphine, and I was sitting there. It did nothing. I was sitting there maybe an hour later, and I was like totally normal. It wasn't like my pain was still there. It wasn't doing anything. I wasn't tired. And a guy comes in and he's like, I'm gonna go look at your eye. Will you come to the room where they look at it and use the scope thing? I don't know what the term is for it, but anyways, the guy's like, oh, can you walk? And Mum and I look at each other like, I've just been pumped full of morphine. Do you really think I can walk? Plus I'm in excruciating pain. I have vertigo. I'm like dizzy as fudge. So we're just like, are you serious? So Mum puts me in a wheelchair and I get wheeled off. And then this dude says, oh, can you wait here for 5 minutes? I've just got to go do something. Meanwhile, this room is freezing. I'm without a blanket. Do I have a blanket? I don't know, but I'm freezing. And this guy never comes back. Mum and I are like, heck, we're just gonna leave. So we go back to my bed in the room behind the ER waiting area, and he doesn't return. He went home, and Mum and I were peeved. We were like, are you freaking serious? So another doctor comes along. I had met this doctor before that had come into the ER, and she was like, oh, can I have a look at your eye? And she looks at it and she's like, oh, I can't see that there's anything wrong with it. And Mum and I were like, clearly there's nothing wrong with it. So I was told 3 times that night that there was nothing wrong with my eye. Never listen to doctors. If you know that something is wrong, don't take their answer. Just keep asking for more opinions. They were gonna send me home. They were like, oh, do you want to go home? And this bitch of a lady was guilt tripping me into going home, like, oh, your mum would probably really like to go home and it's not very comfortable in here for mum. Meanwhile, mum's like, nah, it's totally cool, like, I'm fine. So we're like, nah, I'm not going home. Now we get moved to like a more quieter, darker area in the ER section behind the waiting room, and I'm like, oh, mum, can you please lay in this bed with me? And mum's like, yeah, I will. And then this lady that was before was like, oh, I'm sorry, you can't lay in the same bed, you can't be in that bed. And mum and I were like, what? Like, why not? And she was such a cow. I was like, mum, I just want to go home. I'm in a lot of pain. This lady's making me really upset. She was arguing with mum and she was making everything so much worse. And so I was like, mum, you know what? I don't want to deal with this lady. I can't. So we ended up going home. I don't know. Oh my God, I'm so lost. We went to the hospital that next day and we ended up waiting there all day until I got to see the stand-in surgeon for the guy that had flown down and operated on my eye. Does that make sense? I don't know, but basically I saw oh my God, I don't know what happened next. In my head, I remember the guy came and looked at my eye at like 6 p.m. We had waited in the hospital all day. I was feeling really sick because the pain in my head was so bad that it was making me feel crook, and I had asked to lay down. Mum and I were like, we're not leaving until we see this guy. We know that there is something wrong with Hannah's eye. So we didn't leave, and time came around when the guy had finished operating. He came and looked at my eye. He's like, yes, there's something wrong. There was an exposed stitch, or a suture as they like to call it, and it was like rubbing on like any, I don't know if you can see the scar tissue, but there should be a bit of scar tissue like there or something like that. So the guy's like, yep, we're gonna put you into theatre tomorrow around noon. I ended up staying at the hospital that night. Like, they gave me a room and stuff away from those meanies in ER. So the next day rolled around, I went back into surgery. I was like, there's no way I'm getting another cannula until you put me to sleep. So they gave me this mask and they're like, oh, it's gonna be a bit sickly. I didn't know how sick it would make me feel. It was disgusting. It was worse than what I'd remembered. It was really gross. I went back under. They had operated on it. I woke up in a lot of pain but relieved that it was over. I forgot to add that when I woke up after surgery the second time, the tube was still in my mouth, you know, the one that they stick in to help you breathe or something. They hadn't pulled that out yet. So I woke up and I like, you know, in movies how you see that people cough? I didn't do that because I think my body, I knew that it was there, and I bite down on it. There's a nurse next to me. I'm like, what the hell is this? Why is it in my mouth? And then like, I'm kind of freaking out. She pulls it out and it feels like razor blades are ripping up my throat. It was a horrible experience on top of everything else that had happened. So like, I'm a little bit scared to go under again because of that. Like, next time I have surgery, whenever that will be, I'ma say that make sure I am still asleep when you pull that tube out, because I've had one experience being awake with it still in and I don't want another one. And then post that operation, I had to keep going back because I was like, this pain's not going away. It was really irritating. You need to help me. They did nothing except give me some eye drops and say that it's just gonna heal over time and it'll sort itself out. It felt like things just kept going wrong with my eye, but it was fine and the eye drops worked. So that was a lengthy process. So I had to go under twice for this one operation. It was worth it in the end because now I've got a straight eye. I don't have to wear glasses anymore, but I just wanted to let you know that things can go wrong with strabismus surgery. I didn't realize that a stitch could come out in my eyeball and start causing me a lot of pain, but apparently it can happen. Just want to warn you about that. But that's my story. So if you are thinking of getting lazy eye surgery, think about what might happen afterwards. It is definitely worth it, so I recommend doing it, especially because my lazy eye made me quite self-conscious and I hated it. I absolutely hated it, but it was all worth it in the end. That's it. I hope you learnt some things about strabismus surgery and hospital nurses that clearly shouldn't be nurses. I will see you in my next video. Much love. Lucky. That was a long video.